Hi everyone, welcome to today's video where we are going to discuss the basics of 3D modeling in Autodesk Inventor. So once you've opened up Autodesk Inventor, it should look something like this. This is your home screen where you would direct yourself into a drawing or open existing drawings that you want to edit. But this is your home page. And a quick note before we start this, there is a way that you can change your units of measurement in Autodesk. So if you want to know how to do that, it's an easy and a quite simple trick, and we've done a video on this and it's on our YouTube channel, so go check it out. I'll post the link to that video in the description down below, and I'll add a tag to the right top of your screen so that you can have quick access to that video if you want to see how you can change your units of measurement. But to get started, when you want to open up a new drawing, we will simply head to the file section at the top here and we will select new. And this pop-up window will appear, which will effectively ask you which type of file do you want to create. So as you can see, we've got 2D and 3D objects here and assemblies and a bunch of stuff that you can do in Autodesk Inventor. But for today's tutorial, we will only be focusing on creating 2D and 3D objects. So we're simply going to select our standard.ipt file and we will head to the bottom to select create. So once Autodesk Inventor has opened up your drawing environment, it should look something like this. And from here, you can start 2D sketches or even edit existing sketches if you have opened an existing part. But to get back to creating a 2D sketch, we are simply going to right click on the screen and you can see all of these pop-ups appear where you can then add a couple of functions to drawings. We will head down to create a new sketch here, and from this you will see this 3D representation of all your working planes. So from this you can then select whichever plane you would like to draw in. You can then do a XY plane or even YZ or a XZ plane. So for this drawing, I'm simply going to demonstrate to you, I'm going to show you, I'm going to draw in the XZ plane. Once I select this, you can see Autodesk rotate to something like this. So at the bottom left of your corner, you can see your orientation of your sketch at this moment, and at the top right, you can see your layouts of this sketch, as you can see here. So if you want to change this, it's quite easy. I'm simply going to click here to rotate our section. Let's say we want our x-axis to be running to the right hand side and our z-axis running upwards. So then we can simply rotate at the top here to get our orientation of the sketch to something that we would like. And from here, you do not want to leave your sketch lying like this. So I'm going to right click here and I'm going to head down to set current view as my front view for this sketch. So now that you can see our orientation is correct, and now we can start to draw our 2D sketch in Inventor. So to start our sketch off, I'm going to head up to the create section in our ribbon at the top here, and I'm going to select a line. So as you drag your mouse across the screen, you can see your X and your Y coordinates, and from here you can then select coordinates by clicking on your tab option in your keyboard. You can then select either your X coordinate or your Y coordinate, depending on which one you want to edit from there. But to start off this sketch today, I'm simply going to start our line at the origin. So then I'm just going to click there, and you can see we can drag this line wherever we would like at a distance or a degree, depending on your parameters. So I'm simply going to type in some dimensions here. We can then follow, and as soon as I typed in my first line here, you can see our line function continues to draw as you drag it along. So if you want to stop this line segment, and you can simply right click on your screen and head over to OK to end your line section. So now you can see we've only have one line drawn here. You have the dimension for that line displayed here as well. To continue this, I'm going to continue with our line, and I'm going to continue at the top here, and then I'm simply going to select a couple of dimensions, enter these dimensions into these distances to create these lines. So as you enter this, you can also, if you hit your tab button on your keyboard, you can then enter your degrees at which you want the angle of this line to be as well. So I'm simply working in 90-degree bends here, but you can then edit this to a degree that you would like to see. But to keep it simple, I'm simply just going to draw this L shape to show you exactly how to model this into a 3D model. So as you can see, we still have our lines section here selected. So I'm simply going to right click on the screen and hit OK to see how our sketch is looking so far. So you can see all of our dimensions here, and you can drag these dimensions, and by double clicking on these dimensions, you can then edit this dimension if you have entered the dimension incorrectly into Inventor. So it's an easy way. If you have started a sketch and you see you've made a mistake, you can simply edit your dimensions by double clicking on your dimension and typing in your new dimension for that section. This is effectively our basic sketch today that we are going to discuss further. And now if you've finished with this and you're happy with your sketch, you can head to the top right of the screen and select Finish Sketch. So now that our 2D sketch is finished, we want to add some volume to this 2D sketch by using the extrude function. So let's just change our view of the sketch just real quick. Just get back to our front view, and then you can then just click and drag this option to see an isometric view of your 2D sketch. So once we've done that, we want to actually use the extrude function, as I said, to give some volume to our 2D sketch. And once you click on extrude, your pop-up window will appear, and from here you can select the properties of your extrude. So when you're working in an extrusion, you have a couple of directions that you need to consider. So you've got your default dimension, your direction, and then the opposite of that direction as well. Let's just quickly enter a value that actually looks like something. So as you can see, we are extruding in this direction, but if we go back to our default direction, you can see that is the opposite way. And from this, you can do a symmetrical extrusion, and your extrusion direction, your distance of your extrusion is the total distance of this extrude. So in this case, it will be 100 millimeters in that direction and 100 in the other direction. If you want a offset or an asymmetrical extrusion, you can select that option as well. And from here, you can enter your distance A and your distance B, and this will be your extrusions that you define from your parameters. So for us, it doesn't really matter today. We are just going to do a one-directional extrusion. And as you can see, this is our preview of our 3D model. And once you are happy with your parameters, we can simply select OK, and you can see your extrusion and your 3D model take some shape. So to get to this, once you have your 3D model and you want to sketch a 2D sketch onto this to maybe subtract or create a hole or whatever it may be on your 3D model, it's quite simple. We are going to head to start a 2D sketch. Once you select that option, you can then, by selecting the highlighted section, as you can see here, this will then select the area where you will be drawing whatever it may be onto this 3D model. So let's draw onto this plane here, and as you can see, once you select that section, Inventor will automatically rotate your parts into the correct orientation for you. So let's do a rectangle today here. So this, then again, you can then select this from a coordinate based system where your center point will be there, would be 0 there, but then you can do coordinates if you would like to, or you can simply select somewhere onto your sketch and change your dimensions from there. So as you can see, I've selected at the corner there, and from this, the rectangle, I can then enter the length and the width of this rectangle. So let's just enter this length of this, and once I click tab on my keyboard, I will then be able to select the width of this as well. So I'm not going to press enter immediately. Once you press your tab button, you will get a preview of this new drawing that you have created. So once you're happy with that, I'm going to press enter, and you can now see our new drawing on top of this section that we have done. So to end my rectangle function here, I'm simply going to right click and click on OK. Once you're done there, I'm going to select finish my sketch, and now we're back in this view. We can see the new sketch on top of our plane here. So we want to extract this, subtract this from our original 3D model. To do that, I am going to use the extrude function again. So once you select the extrude function, we'll see this pop up here, and it has our distance that we originally had going here. But to get this, we can enter, let's do just an example to show you guys. You can do a 50 millimeters there. So you can see this is not a subtraction. You can see this is actually just joining to our original sketch, but this is also possible. Once you click OK, this extrusion will form part of your 3D model, and you will have this new addition to it. To get this into a subtraction, we are going to head over to our output here, and from this, in our Boolean option, we are going to select the cut option. And now you can see we are cutting this from our original option here, and now we've got a 50 millimeter cutout from our original 3D model. But to get a whole cutout here, you can either enter your value manually, or you can simply select through all option that you can see there. So now you can see in this preview, we've got a complete subtraction of this section that we've drawn up here, and now our 3D model has been edited. So once I click OK, you can see a new part, or a new addition to this part has taken place. And this is some of the basics in 3D modeling that you can use in Autodesk Inventor. And I hope you enjoyed this video today, guys. If you did, please remember to like the video down below and subscribe to our channel so that you do not miss any of our new content coming out soon. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, cheers.